Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your girl, Rashonda from KPR Network. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for joining us, watching us. I'm joined by my wonderful co hosts. Y'all shout yourselves out.
DJ Push 55, all the way live, coming with the truth as always.
That's right.
What's up? It's your man Bake Oliver Baker, aka Bake Boogie, Bake Nasty, also known as your mama's favorite stepdaddy. You did.
Y'all good?
Yes,
Yes,
man.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How you
Yeah.
doing today, Ro?
I'm well. I'm well. In light of everything that's been going on in the world today, um, you know, and that's really what we're talking about today, right? Just things that are going on in the world and how it is affecting everyone. I know for me, it's been just the information overload, to where I'm like, okay, I got to step back. I got to unplug from it all because I read recently that our minds were not created to just like take in all this constant information. Last week was crazy. So much violence, so much death. Um, it was just a lot to take in. So, how are y'all holding up with all of that?
Ro, with me, I kind of, I didn't know I was doing it, but Erica reminded me. She said, "Bro, I sent you about 5 or 6 things, and you ain't responded." And yeah, you're right, because I've been doing other things, trying to, like you say, Ro. I all last week was real heavy, so we can only swipe and see so much, right?
Right.
So yeah, I would put away my Instagram or Facebook or these social media platforms and just kind of do some things that needed to take care for myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the
What about you,
same.
Pudge.
Push?
Yeah, I did the same. Even though I have a little bit, I think I have a little bit more tougher skin for it than most people because I think I've trained myself for it because I've been studying and researching this stuff since 2000. I think I started in 2000, like researching and going down rabbit holes. So I got good thick skin, but even me, I had to put it away, had to shut it down, and just stop scrolling, and try to get out there and get some sun, and absorb that energy, some good energy and just reground. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what it was for me. I went outside by the pool in my apartment complex. And mind you, been here a year, never had even been out there by the pool or anything. Even the courtyard, the area is a lot of greenery, a lot of nature, a lot of palm trees. Because the complex I live in used to be a resort back in the day. I
Mm.
don't know how long ago, but it you could tell, just the trees and everything. And I just got out there and put my feet on the ground in the soil, just to like reconnect, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Ground myself and just get away. Just, sometimes we really do have to unplug from all of this because there's so much to take in and so much chaos. And then when you see things happening to us as a people, it's just violence. It's crazy. So it's really a time for us to really start really practicing self care like never before, and it's not just the clothes or for women, it's not just us getting our nails done and our keeping our hair done and our toes done. It's so much deeper. Self care is so much deeper. It's what we eat. It's what we're watching. It's what we're listening to. So we really have to be careful in these times because you scroll and I mean, last week I went on one post and then I scroll and the next post is the same thing. Everybody's highlighting the same thing, over and over, and it's too much. It's too
It
much.
is.
And last week, you guys, we were talking about unity, and I think that establishing unity within ourselves, being at harmony within ourselves, is really key to establishing unity with other people. Would you guys agree? Or
You got that, Push?
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's like you said. If we can start with yourself, intake what you need to do to get yourself right, and then the next person next to you. It doesn't have to, you don't got to go out of your house, Start with somebody in your house. You know, if
Mhm.
you don't got nobody in your house, neighbor. You know, there's a neighbor you know everybody knows that's cool. You know, you start with
Mhm.
that. You know, and then you branch from that. It's about making a community. You know, and that's how you start making community with communication. You know, so
Right.
that's yeah, definitely I agree.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm glad you spoke on that, Puzz, because someone like me who takes care of my mama, right, Big Mama, if I wake up, get her some coffee, water, I do my little thing to make sure so when she wake up, she good, right?
Hmm.
Um, and I have to remind her, like, I woke up peaceful, so I need you to do the same. Because you don't need to let anybody, I don't care, your mama, your cat, your dog,
Hmm.
your kids, nobody that you are around on a constant basis needs to be able to disrupt your peace.
That's right.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
Especially in your household. And so, yeah, I think it's very, very important for you to recognize, wait a minute, I'm being taken out of my peaceful zone, or you know what I mean. That doesn't feel right, and it's gearing me somewhere else. You need to be able to have that communication, like you guys say, within the household, so that yeah, you can have a strong ground. You know what I mean? And then you can venture out
Hmm.
to like-minded groups and communities.
Yes.
Well, that's a good thing, Bake. So let's unpack that. What is community? And
Mhm.
where does it start? I mean, we think about it starting in our home.
Mhm.
We think about our ancestors. It started in their villages.
Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
In their home, in the village. Just back in the days, in the, like the 60s, when some of
Mhm.
our parents were younger and that was their era and they were growing up, people on the block, people in your neighborhood, that was
Right.
community. And
That's
people were
community.
looking out for one another.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think now we live in this technology age where it's almost, it's different now, establishing community.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I don't know if I want to say it's difficult. I don't know. Would you guys say it's difficult now?
I would say
Especially
difficult.
because COVID has come in and changed so much,
Mhm.
where for 2 years to almost three, everybody was inside, couldn't
Mhm.
even go around their own family members,
Mhm.
and you have some people who are still very cautious and they still don't want to come outside.
As COVID, we hearing COVID's coming back. They say, right? I
Yeah.
just came from the market about a couple of hours ago, and there were more masks, and I didn't have on my mask, and I was like, I'm slipping. I'm gonna start wearing my mask. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've
I need to
been.
start wearing my
Yeah.
mask.
I've
Mhm.
been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so what do you guys think about that though? I mean, how do you establish community in this technology age we live in? And again, um, because of how the world has changed so much, it's community. You can establish communities online, but like you
Mhm.
said, it's only so much that people are going to learn about each other.
Mhm.
Unless you're really sitting with people, having those face to face times,
Mhm.
in person, having
Mhm.
those heart to heart talks. How do you really get to know people today?
Well, like for
Yeah,
me, you go
I
ahead.
think Rose. Sorry, excuse me, Buzz. I think yeah, you're right. I think we have to go back into our natural communities, like you say, where you live, where you went to school,
Mhm.
because when I think of community, even when I go to yoga, right, I'm stepping into a community that they accept me, that I'm not a regular participant in that community, but I know when I go there, I'm stepping into this yoga community. You follow what I'm getting at? So
Yeah, you accept
Right.
it.
um,
Yes.
so no matter where you are or where you find yourself communing with people or having these dialogues or conversation or sharing commerce or trade or anything like that, that's considered a community.
Yes.
Um, as far as I'm concerned, you see what I'm saying? So the way you make it is by same thing: honesty, trust, loyalty, respect. All those things I think still should apply, even though you're on the internet maybe at times.
Oh, Lamert Park. I recently, like that's a community,
Oh,
right?
Yep.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's a lot of uh, vendors,
Art.
people of color, they're vendors, art, music. But
Mhm.
you know, they're trying to come through, and the city's trying to come through and get rid of all of that.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
You
My
know, and
barber's
I
over
think
there.
that's sad.
Your
Mhm,
barber's over
mhm.
there,
You know,
Big?
so it's like, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I would go over. That was my barber. My guy, yeah, right there in Burberry, Mr. Burberry. But he passed away. But then someone else came, and then his name is Mr. Eason. He's
Mhm.
right there. But when COVID hit, I stopped going over there.
Okay.
And start letting it grow. But
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so sad. I heard about that. They really trying to gentrify the area and really get rid of all the mom and pop stores and stuff like that
Yeah,
that
you
black
know,
folks
these are
own.
things. These are things that people we've had these certain communities, you
Yeah.
know, all our lives. You know, I
Mhm.
remember when we grew up in Santa Monica, Virginia Park was a place
Mhm.
where we could go and community there,
Mhm.
and commune and barbecue, and the kids playing, and you don't see a lot of that anymore because of gentrification.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
You know, so it's like, how do we work around that? Who are the big mamas today? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
It's not a lot of the matriarchs and the patriarchs of the family. When they passed on, now we have the generation of us born in the '70s.
Mhm.
Who are what are we doing?
We
You
have
know
to
what I
carry it
mean?
on, bro. We have to carry on some of those traditions and rites of passages for the rest of our because remember I'm glad you mentioned this because you, Pudge, myself, maybe we might be the ones in our families that are capable of passing those on. Some of our family members may not be able to,
Right.
whether it's how they believe in religion or whether they don't have any finances or whatever the case may be. They just may not be able to carry on and pass on those traditions and rites of passage. So it's up to us to continue it, what I mean, for our children so that they understand like some of these things are important. As
Yeah.
family.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Just go ahead, Pudge. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying I agree, but like I know, like in my family, like most families, there's a lot of distortion and problems in it, and I know I'm the ones that people don't, this side of the family don't talk to. I link to them.
That's
Mm,
me too.
I'm the
Yeah.
link to all the pods. They run
right.
through me. So I agree with you, Bake, on that because we're gonna be probably the ones that's gonna keep this going. Us three, and especially in like our three in our communities. We're
Mhm.
gonna be the ones. I can see we're gonna be the ones.
Then you have people too who have have decided they've cut themselves completely off. I have a coworker who cut herself completely off from her family. She cut her family completely out. And so now she's establishing community with friends, with neighbors, with people she works with, or has worked with in the past. And so, you know, you have a
Can't be
lot of
mad
that
at that.
going on.
Can't be mad at that either, though, huh, bro?
You really can't, because
Mm-mm.
again, it's about, you want to be a part of community, but you want it to be peaceful. You don't want the mess. You don't want the drama. You don't want the hate and somebody looking at you with the evil eye, with the jealousy.
That's right.
You want to be able to come together and enjoy yourself and know
Mhm.
that when we part ways, it's still all love, and we can't wait for the next time we get together, the next time
Right.
we see each other.
Mhm.
Versus you go
You
to
in
the
my
family
business?
function.
You in my business? You got to call me every day to find out what I did, and you gonna tell me we're right and wrong? No.
Right. And I also don't want to be a part of, the family function where, the next day somebody's calling like, girl, and they talking about the other cousin, and what the other, did you see what she had on, and who's that new man she brought now? She always bringing somebody new to the party. It's like, no, do we have a good time or not? You know what I'm saying? Did we have a good time or not?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what it's about, just bringing peace, and I think that has a lot to do with being at peace within ourselves. So much of our relationship with other people really is predicated on how we feel about ourselves, our relationship with self. And I can't even stress that enough, y'all. How is your relationship with yourself? you know. Um,
And if you like what you guys are hearing, check us out at the KPR_network. And if you want to hit us up, you want to be a guest on the show, or if you got a topic, the KPR Network at Gmail.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, before we head out, you guys, this morning I put up a post about, how in spite of everything that is going on in the world, there are some beautiful things still happening. And there are some beautiful people on the earth that still exist, you know. And if you're wondering where those beautiful people are, take a look in the mirror. You know what I mean? See that person. You are a beautiful person that exists here on this earth. And we got to be those change agents. We got to be the change we want to see. You know, everything doesn't have to be gloom and doom. What the media feeds us, a lot of it is just fear. Would you guys agree? It's just to keep us in fear, keep us depending on them. No. I think the media does a really good job in tearing communities apart.
Yeah, because they got me scared with that
people.
monkeypox. They got me scared with that monkeypox, don't they? Woo! I saw something this morning. I say, God, yeah.
Oh, you seen what on the news?
Yeah. And they say it's in California.
Yeah, I heard it's in California. Where about, though?
Oh, I couldn't remember, but
yeah, and that's the thing too, y'all. So of course we got to be careful in everything we do, because I know ain't none of us trying to get it. So thank you guys for tuning in. It is beautiful people and beautiful things still happening. And sometimes you got to just unplug from it all. Go outside, sit in the sun, take a walk in nature, go to the beach, go to the park, laugh with your family, with your kids, enjoy your life the best way you can. All right, y'all. Peace.